Good morning, y'all. I'm gonna fix breakfast this morning, and I was gonna show you a few quick tricks. I had fixed breakfast for supper last night, and I had some people asking about my gravy and different things. Years ago, my mom taught me to make gravy from scratch, okay, and biscuits from scratch. And for many years, I made gravy and made biscuits. But I found a simpler way. I use this peppered gravy mix right here, and it's very low in calories and fat, okay? So when you make gravy, like if you cook pork chops and then you take that grease and you make your gravy with milk and that grease, that the old-fashioned way to make gravy, it's probably not as healthy as this, okay? This one right here is it reminds me of like your Brahms or your McDonald's gravy and biscuit mix, but it's a pepper gravy. And what I like to do is I like to fry up some sausage patties and then crumble up in this mix. But like I said, it's low calories and low fat, and it's easy. And I may show you here in a minute. You actually just boil your water. Once you boil your water, you mix. On the side you have some water and some mix already blended up, and it takes like a minute. So once your water boils, it takes just a minute, okay? So that is something that has saved me a lot of time, and I think a lot of calories. And another thing is I'm going to fix hash browns. And I used to do it the old-fashioned way, take my potatoes, shred. But I found these, and I don't have the box, but I can maybe put them in the link. The boxes I've already threw it away and put my hash browns in another container. But these are dehydrated hash browns, and you add some water, and it takes just a few minutes for them to soak up, and then you drain it, and then you fry these. And so those are two things that make breakfast really, to me, easy, because I've got my powdered gravy mix. I've got my buttermilk biscuits. And like I said, I used to, all the time make biscuits from scratch, make them. And then I started buying these, and the kids like these better, so that's fine. And then, of course, I use the sausage patties because I'm going to cook probably 3 or 4 to go with in this batch of gravy. But so far, I'm going to, I haven't got much done yet. So we're going to put our sausage in this pan and cook this sausage. And once the sausage browns, I will set it aside and work on my gravy mix. Okay, I have 3 cups of boiling water here. And to this boiling water, I have a cup of water and then a cup and a half of that gravy mix. So once your water boils, you're going to pour this in to this boiling water. And this literally takes probably less than a minute. You keep stirring, because it will thicken quickly. Once I found this gravy mix, I've only made gravy from scratch just a few times since I found this gravy. The kids like it on, chicken and fried steak and mashed potatoes. But I think it's supposed to take like a minute to thicken up usually. To me, it takes less than that. But you keep stirring, and I'm having something to show you. And then you take it off the heat because it'll start splattering. And that should be it. I'm gonna go ahead and take it off and show y'all. See that? And it'll continue to thicken up a little bit if you probably left it on the stove. It depends on how thick you want it, but that's pretty good right there. And then once this sausage is done, I will take the sausage and crumble up into the gravy mix. Okay, so I've got the gravy finished. I'll set it to the side. I've got my biscuits in the oven. Now I will move this pan here, move it around. Okay, now I have my hash browns soaking in water. They're pretty much soft now, so I will drain them and get them started. Okay, I drained my hash browns, and years past, I would take these hash browns and I would do like little hot piles of hash brown, to like cook little individual hash browns. Well, that's a lot of work, y'all. So what I have learned to do is I take my oil's hot, okay, And what I do is I just dump it all in there very easily and make one big circle, okay? Take 2 spatulas, kind of break them in half and start flipping them. To me, that's easier than doing one little hash brown at a time. I'm gonna salt and pepper these. You gotta have salt and pepper on hash browns. So I can, when they start to get really brown and crispy on the bottom, I can tear them apart a little bit and flip them over. And somebody last night on I had posted just a picture of my breakfast, and this is what I had for breakfast. And they said, well, where's your protein? I'm like, well, there was sausage in the gravy. Okay, the sausage is done, and so I'm gonna crumble it up. See, that's why I like the patties, because if I just need a couple, you know, maybe a cup of sausage, I can cook a couple of those patties without cooking a whole pound. Which you can always cook the whole pound and freeze it. I mean, that's what I've done for many, many years. But I started buying those boxes of pre-made raw sausage patties because Gerald in the morning, he would get up and cook himself breakfast, and he'd only want to cook, you know, 2 pieces of sausage. And then my son got into the habit, my youngest, where he wanted a piece of sausage or 2. Okay, so we have that. And my hash browns look like they're almost ready. We're going to put this sausage in this gravy. I don't know if y'all can see that. That's hot. So I'm going to put that in there, and that done just enough. Okay. Can y'all see my, yeah, y'all can see them. Okay, so what we're going to do here on my hash browns, I mean, I used to do it, you know, and when you're making hash browns for 6 people and individual little bitty piles, it takes a while. And so one day, I think I had a little bit left over, and see how brown that is? And I just dumped it all in there. I'm like, I've been standing, which I don't mind, but, you know, standing here, my oldest daughter, the blogger, says, you know, work smart, not hard. So see how it's really brown. And then you can divide that up however you want. And to me, it's easier this way. I mean, so we're going to let that side brown. I'm going to salt and pepper it. You know, because these potatoes have no, I mean, they're just potatoes. They don't have any seasoning. And y'all gotta have some more salt. I don't salt a lot. I feel like I salt a lot of stuff, but I salt my potatoes now. Okay. So, our biscuits are almost done. We have our gravy. Doesn't that look good? I don't know if y'all can see that. But it is, y'all, it is excellent. No more making gravy. I mean, gravy from scratch is great, but this is just too good. And then you can put you some sausage in it. Too good. And these are probably done enough. Turn that off. I cook everything on high. I'm like, get it done, you know. I don't have time to, but I'm not going to leave it either. Y'all, I've been known to cook toast and burn it more than once. You know, cook some, burn it, cook some again, burn it again. I'm like, I can't leave nothing. That's hot. Okay, so there's the hash browns, looking good. So now we're just waiting on the biscuits, and we'll plate it up. Okay, y'all, that breakfast probably took me less than 15 minutes. Because remember, I had the buttermilk biscuits in a bag. Aren't those pretty? They're hot. I had the hash browns that were dehydrated that I just added to water. Then I fried them up. That didn't take very long. Then I had my gravy mixed with water. Once it boils, it's done. And then I had my box of sausage patties that I cooked and then added to my gravy mix. Less than probably 15 minutes. I'll look and see how long it took me, but it didn't take very long at all. And if you threw in some fried, you know, some scrambled eggs or fried eggs, that'd maybe taken another minute. But anyway, that was pretty fast for breakfast.